right now a group, eventually going to be a content platform for all things digital. So that would involve design, digital marketing, even the right approach, perspective, mindset, strategy, technique. And so we cover everything under the sun that you would need in terms of understanding this digital experience and creating a digital experience for others. So we every quarter almost we run a series of webinars, and we engage with experts in different areas and different people that we've known for quite some time, really cool people. And yesterday we just had a webinar, which was a case study webinar with Andy Ramsey and how they launched a $150,000 product. And today, today it's going to be great because the topic today is going to be like the root, the source, which is mindset.
Yes.
And I always remember thoughts become things. That's always thoughts become things. Creation happens twice, one here before it gets to here. So it's really critical. And so we are going to be graced by the presence of the handsome, the man that needs no introduction, AJ Mihrzad, to talk about how to have an unstoppable mindset. AJ, what's up?
Hey, Tom, thanks for having me. So honored to be back on your incredible show. You're a killer interviewer. You ask the best questions, so I'm really happy to contribute.
Thank you so much for the shout, man. Happy to get this interview going with you because it's always, I'm pretty stoked. I just want to make sure, do you have peanut butter there? Because I know that you love peanut butter, man.
I was having a few scoops before this. I wanted to make sure I'm fueled up.
Really good. So, AJ, you do a bunch of things. You deploy a ton of strategy, and it's always exciting to watch what you're up to. And just to give a little bit of context to everybody, AJ is also known for being the Online SuperCoach, or the product called Online SuperCoach, where he coaches fitness coaches on how to get their online presence up to speed, how to get their digital strategies off the ground. And so today we're talking about mindset, totally kind of sounding off from digital. But tell us about what an unstoppable mindset is.
Yes, guys. Actually, Tom, this has been like a lifelong journey. Many people don't know this, but I actually have my master's degree in psychology. So even from a young age, I've been fascinated with how the human mind works. And I really got into it based on my years as a fitness professional. So I was realizing that many of my clients were following the same exact nutrition plan, workout plan, but some of them were like thriving, getting incredible results and being super disciplined and just having these massive transformations, while some of the other clients were looking the same upon getting the same exact information. So what the hell is the missing link here? And I realized the psychology element of it was key. So that's why I really devoted my life into understanding the human mind, human behavior. What makes one person successful with the same plan and another person fails with it? So then upon studying psychology, I actually used myself as a guinea pig. So I really started to implement a lot of my own theories in my own fitness, in my business, and I started to see some growth. And I was like, hey, if it's working for me, let me give it to my students. And once they started implementing it, my track record greatly improved.
That's awesome, man, because when you kind of look at somebody, part of the journey here is to have people that follow you, or to have people that you're helping, or people under your employ and whatever. And you see a lot of these, like when you look at a person, you see great potential.
Yes.
And the only person that's in the way is themselves, and you're outside looking in and you see this. And so it's really good that in your strategy, in looking at nutrition and fitness, it is something that you personally pay attention to, and it's something that you espouse and want people to do as well. But it's also quite a challenge if you're trying to do it if you don't have it yet. So tell us about how does one actually, get this kind of mindset or develop or grow this kind of mindset?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I've actually implemented a lot of different frameworks, and I found one. Actually, I have a friend named Sam, and we were like going back and forth. She does a lot of mindset work and looking at, all right, well, if we're going to accomplish anything great in life, whether it's having six-pack abs, $1 million business, finding the love of your life, or just waking up being peaceful every day, what is the journey? And it's actually a 5-part process, and it's VITAL, VITAL. And I'll walk you through every element of it because it's essentially like the start to finish towards getting what you want. So I would say the first and most important element of any goal that you have is your ideal vision, right? So what you want your body to look like, what you want your business to look like, what is that end in mind that you have, so you can start from there. So I would say vision is number one.
Vision is number one. I just typed it into the chat box. I just typed in VITAL so that everybody can follow through here. And so vision is number one. I agree. Look, across the 5 senses, let's just humanize this a little bit. Across the 5 senses, without it, direction is just X amount harder.
Yes.
You know where you're going with it. You know if you have a vision of where you're going to go, you kind of transcend your present state. You're thinking about, okay, that's my end in mind, and so I need to match up what I'm doing currently to get there. Okay, so what is I?
Okay, sure. So I'll just share like the vision I have. Like this house that I live in, I've been living in this house for 1 year. This is my dream house. 10 years ago, I created a vision of this house. I created a vision board, and I put pictures on my bedroom wall. I had a house just like this on my bedroom wall. So 10 years ago, I said, I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to add value and change people's lives so I could live in that house at some point in my life, because I wanted to buy a house that I could sleep 10 people in, do events in, hold retreats in. And I just reshared the video that I posted a year ago when I moved into my dream house. So the vision, this is my end result. That's a North Star. That's why I wake up early every morning, work hard every night so I can have this. So having the vision gives you a target, because it's kind of hard to bust your ass every day and work hard if you don't have something to look forward to. So I just wanted to add that to the vision element.
I remember that when you were going through that process, buying the house, you're taking a video. I'm like, wow, I'm getting excited just watching it, man. Because, it's like seeing dreams come to life.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Exactly. And I love seeing that too, right? It's people that have this vision. They say, I'm going to do this. And then they do it. You're like, wow, this person actually did it. So it's very inspiring when someone actually living their dream. So that's number one, vision. Number two is the most important element in psychology, the I in VITAL, and that is your identity. Who you are is far more important than what you achieve. So many people focus on the exact strategy or the tactic. Give me the damn diet. I want the exercise plan. Okay, I could give you the map, but who you are has to be able to take action on it. Okay, what I mean by that is, let's say the fitness example, right? If a person is healthy minded, I am healthy, I exercise, I eat right, and I do cardio. It's a part of my life. It's like brushing my teeth. That's who I am. When you embody that identity, you are able to accomplish your goal much faster. As opposed to saying, you know what? I'm going to try to go on a diet. I'm going to really try to make it to the gym a few times this week. Blah, blah, blah. That's not who you are. Who I am, I don't smoke cigarettes, okay? Not I'm trying to quit cigarettes. I ain't a smoker. Get that shit away from me, So who you are as your identity is the most powerful force that will get you to your goals.
Well, let me tell you this. we're putting out a video series because, again, like, we do a ton of branding, design, and digital marketing. And it's funny that you mentioned identity as a really, really critical element in mindsetting and in having an unstoppable mindset, because a lot of businesses approach us, AJ, and go like, oh, we need help in social media. We need help in creating online presence. And then when we ask them, okay, who is the business? What is it about? Why does it exist? What's the soul of the business? What's the identity? And this is such a crisis, right? It's so hard to answer. And they normally, a person or businesses would normally answer us with what the product is. And that's not the identity. The identity is the why. The identity is, who you are, why you exist. And it's hard. It's a struggle, especially on something, an entity, So this really resonates in me. It's actually part of the model that we're sharing, which is, identity before activity and then after activity management. It's always, I mean, you end up doing things that are totally far from who you are and what you stand for. So it's important. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So vision, identity.
It's a great reason why your business is so successful, because you get down to the roots of what you do, and you have this powerful culture in your company. And you made a great point that you could have identity in your company, you could have identity in yourself, like who you are as a person, because identity is the whole journey of the process, like, God forbid, I could lose everything, I could lose this house, I could lose my business, everything I work hard for, but what cannot be taken away is the man that I am. Who I became on this journey to accomplish my goals is the most important thing. You could literally strip me naked, drop me off in a jungle in a third world country, but I know how to sell. I know marketing. I know how to promote myself. I know how to add value so I can bring myself right back up because of my identity of who I am.
This is just awesome, man. So, we're down to just 2 letters here. I mean, it's already packed. So what's going on with T, man?
T,
what is the next one?
T is my favorite, and where most people fail, it is take action. All right, so you got your vision. You got this beautiful vision, this ideal dream. You have your identity. Who do you have to be on a daily basis? And then it's T. It is taking action consistently on getting your goal accomplished.
Move your butt. That's what it is. Move your butt.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I was a personal trainer, I remember I had this very overweight woman coming in. She's about 100 pounds overweight. And we had a consultation. She sat in front of me. And I remember she had this binder with her. And I'm like, why is she bringing a binder to my consultation? I was kind of confused. But basically, she had all these notes and had all these different diets and all this research that she did, So she was like, well, I have to follow this diet in the first 3 weeks. And I'm going to transition to this diet. And I feel that this workout plan will work great for me. And I'm like, wow, you've been able to accumulate 100 pounds of excess weight, but you've been doing research all these years. How come you've not done anything? Well, she's like, well, it seems like it's very complicated because there's all these diets out there, all these workouts. I want to make sure that I'm fully educated to not follow the wrong plan. And I'm like, lady, like, if you took that time to research and just put that to the side and got off your ass and just walked every morning for 20 minutes, if you decided, okay, well, I'm not going to eat this junk food, I'm going to eat this. If you took small daily actions instead of thinking about it and researching so long, you would be at least 50 pounds less overweight, And sometimes that's what it comes down to. So many people just want to learn a new strategy, watch a new video, research, instead of getting off their ass and taking one simple action that'll get them closer to their dreams.
And it's not even like we're talking about a drastic, massive type action. It's these small steps to just get something going, right? Maybe 5 minutes on the treadmill. If that's all you can do, just do that. Or if you could do like 10 slides in a deck so that you can prepare for a workshop, then just do that. Just do something. Maybe post something on social media, like a sentence. You know what I mean? If that's all you got in you today, just do something. I totally agree. I mean, we could totally get stuck in big vision, translating it to a plan, you know, and researching against it so that we're sure. But then you end up paralyzed. You're not doing anything, and then you're wondering, why am I not getting anywhere? Yo, it's so simple. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, like every single day I get people that message me and they're like, listen, I want to start making money. How do I start a business? I want to be like you. I want to get out of my 9-to-5 job. And
right.
I'm like, you know exactly what to do. Like, I'm not going to give you a plan. I'm not going to give you advice. What's holding you back is fear because you're not taking action. Intuitively, you know what to do. And I tell them this. All you gotta do is 2 things consistently. Number 1 is add value on a daily basis. And number 2, make offers. If you literally just go on Facebook, go live, put out videos, make posts, and you add value, you help someone out, you improve their life with something that you have a skill in. And number 2, you make an offer to work with you or to buy a product or a service, you'll become wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. But the biggest problem is people want the whole complicated way. How do I make a Facebook ad? How do I do a webinar? I have to make this complex website and funnel and all this crap. All you got to do is add value and make offers. That's a fundamental way to make money online. But sometimes people don't want to do the basic stuff. They want to make it so complex and so hard that they can't take the single action step.
Right, and I'm not even knocking on you know, like preparing or, you know,
of course,
you know, researching it. It's important, but like, you know, the thing is sometimes it's the very thing that gets you so overwhelmed with the whole thing. And, you know, it helps to be brought back to just, it's simple.
Simple.
Like things, right? Like just add value, make offers. Or, you know, again, if we're talking about nutrition, just get rid of one junk item or just drink more water today. Or, you know what I mean? Like small, tiny, incremental things that set things in motion. That's what it is. Just to get you in motion, and then as you research, as you understand more, as you work with coaches like AJ or whatever, you gain more traction, more momentum, and that kind of, you know, fuels itself, you know, as it goes. It's almost like a Prius.
Yeah, it's a great analogy. Yeah, like, you know, I was just thinking right now, like God forbid if I was in a really dire situation. Let's say the U.S. government said, AJ, you really made a mistake on your taxes. You owe us $100,000, and this bill needs to be paid in 30 days, or else we'll seize your house. You know, I got to do or die in the next 30 days. And what would I do? I practice what I preach. I would put out as much value as I can over the next 30 days, whether it's going on Facebook Lives, whether it's doing public speaking, whether it's sending emails out, going on YouTube, everywhere that I have a platform, I would just add a ton of value and then create offers, create ways that people could work with me, that I could help them, that could change their lives. And I would do this 24/7 for 30 days straight until I made $100,000, because there's no secret complex process. It's just adding value to people's lives and adding so much value that they know, like, and trust you, and they want to invest in you.
Yeah, because I love that, because it's almost related to what we were talking about yesterday. It's this action of adding value or giving first, and it's like a deposit, you know, yes. A deposit. And thereby when it comes to the day that you need to ask, there's something that's already been invested in there. You know, there's actually a relationship. There's something that you both can speak of, you know? So
exactly.
You know, like vision, identity, take action. This is just powerful stuff to get that mindset right. Let's do letter A, man, because I'm stoked.
Yeah. Sure. We have 2 more, and we're on a good roll. So if some people are coming in right now, just a quick reminder, it's a 5-step mindset process to really accomplish anything you want in life. Number 1 is V for vision, I for identity, T for take action, and A is adjusting your game plan. So many people go off into a journey with a map. saying that I predict that it's going to go just like this, and then they go out on the map and they realize that reality is not quite what they expected. Mike Tyson says it best. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So life likes to punch us in the face, right? We go out and have this goal, and our action plan is not adding up to what reality shows us. So what do? Give up, stop? No, we adjust the plan. We fine tune it, tweak it, you know?
I love that because, you know, like with the analogy of boxing still, you know, when you launch into a plan or a strategy or even a tactic, you gotta roll with the punches because there's situations, scenarios, climates that you cannot possibly predict, or you cannot possibly anticipate everything, or else again you'll be stuck at research because it's just there's too many elements out there. And so you got to be ready to kind of roll with the punches. And we even say you could go so far as some punches you duck, some punches you take.
Yes.
All right? You just take, man up, toughen up, and then adjust. Like, you know, adapt to the situation. Do it Bear Grylls style. I mean, you know, you get dropped into like some island or something and just start eating bugs to survive, man, you know?
Exactly. You know, you're not going to find the perfect steak dinner on an island, you know, just do what you can to survive, you know, like, absolutely. You know, it's kind of like just understanding that 99% of the plan is not gonna be exact, you know. Just like they say, like, let's say if I were to take a plane from here to you and get to the Philippines, they say that the plane is off 99% of the time, and that's why we have this amazing technology navigation. Is making these slight increments to make sure I get from New York to the Philippines. Well, every plan is like that essentially, you know. No one has a straight A to B. That's why if everyone tells you I can help you get to your goal exactly following this plan, most of the time they're wrong. You have to customize a plan, adjust it, fine tune it, you know. But that's part of the process.
Right, and you know, like, brings us back to vision, because like if you use the analogy of the plane, you know, it's not a perfect like route. They adjust depending on the winds, depending on certain things. They adjust depending on the clouds, but they have their true north. They have their, you know, they know where they need to get to, and that's what's important. That's why it's so important. And of course, in the process, you need to know who you are, because if you forget who you are, it's gonna stop you from ever moving. And I just want to highlight this part in terms of adjusting, AJ, because there's some people who get so bent up on the plan and the plan not happening that it becomes a source of frustration. And then this frustration burns you out. And that's the very thing that makes you give up. Man, I can't push forward, you know. I just want to do something else. So, you know, like, these are all key elements. Wow. Vision, identity, take action, adjusting. Guys, to everybody who's watching, if you're loving this, just hit us with a little bit of a heart icon on Facebook, or just give us a yell on the Zoom chat. Let us know that this is helping you out, and if you're not going to use this on yourself, you can use it on somebody else. You can teach and share this to somebody else. So, AJ, I don't mean to rush you. Now, if you have more stuff on adjusting, go for it. But what is letter L, man?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to add one more thing to adjusting. It's a question I get a lot from a lot of my students and even some people that follow me on social media. They always say, how do I become a self-made millionaire? That's my goal. I want to be a millionaire. I've always wanted to become a millionaire. And I always tell them, well, first and foremost, who you are is far more important than what you do. So how does a millionaire think? How do they speak? How do they act? The moment I started doing that, the money became a lot easier, right? And there you have that identity. You have that strong identity, because the $1 million is the vision, the identity of who do you have to be in order to deserve $1 million, okay? Then you have the adjusting element, okay? So let's say to create $1 million of income, there's the path of having $80,000 a month in revenue. If you make $80,000 a month in 12 months, that is $1 million. So the beautiful thing about that is you can adjust a plan to get there. Let's say if you decide to create a $200 program. If you sell 40 of those in 1 month, you will be a self-made millionaire. Or if you make a $5,000 program, you sell 16 of those in 1 month for a week and you'll be a millionaire. Or if you want to create a super high level program, if you have a $10,000 program, if you literally just sell 8 of those a month, okay? But the point I'm saying is you're gonna get to the same vision, but you might have to adjust your plan. You might use a combination of different type of products, right? But at the end of the day, that is the North Star, the $1 million. Now you might take action, but you might have to adjust into what works for you to get to that goal, if that makes sense.
It totally makes sense. And that's the beauty of being flexible. That's the beauty of being ready to adapt to a situation. And look, right before you move into L, I just want to give you some of the feedback we're getting from Gustavo. He's saying, yes, super vital. From Lori saying, heart this, love this. And Marty's just saying, awesome. And I'm sure I can't check Facebook Live right now. I'm not looking at it.
Yeah, it's blowing up on my end. Awesome content,
yeah.
well done.
So cool, man.
And loving it. Yeah, this is great.
Not for anything, not for validation, but just to make sure that this is helping somebody, this is contributing to people, adding value. Again, adding value. So great, man.
Yes.
What is letter L?
The last and final letter in vital is loop, okay? So many times we're taking specific actions, and as we're taking actions, what I like to call it is throwing a bunch of crap at a wall and seeing what sticks. You will see that certain things will stick, and those things that stick, you continuously do it over and over and over and over again. I found the key to success is consistency. Finding something that works and doing it over and over and over again. I think there's one thing that I would say is my superpower, and as I'm a creature of habit, okay? Now, if I'm trying to get to 6% body fat, and I find that if I eat certain foods, and I do a certain type of cardio routine, and I'm doing certain type of workouts, if every week I'm losing 1 pound of fat a week, then I'm gonna do that same thing every single week. Same thing every single week, because if I do this specific action, I get this result, okay? Now, what ends up happening is many times boredom kicks in, right? We get so bored, I'm doing the same thing. Let me try to get the results a lot faster. I'm gonna take this fat loss pill. I'm gonna take this steroid. I'm gonna take this new exercise routine. And you try to switch things up, but if something is working, don't change it. So the loop is consistency, looping it over and over and over again. And then if you hit a plateau, then you adjust. But if something is working, do it on a daily basis until you get to that end result.
I totally agree. But also not to discount that we're also not saying that you cannot experiment. Look, keep the loop, and maybe experiment on another thing. And you have yourself a ton of loops that you just continue to do on a daily basis if it works. Because then you don't get bored. Then you know which loops work for you, right? Because life is a collection of loops, I believe. You know, it's the collection of really great habits, really great actions, really great intake, a really great contribution. So it's awesome. Yeah. It's awesome to loop it up once you get to a certain like grind and the grind proves to be working. Put it on a loop, put it on repeat. That's awesome. Consistency.
That's a great point, Tom. I would say like over the past 10 years, the one thing that has helped my success greatly is my daily routine, right? So over the past 10 years, I've literally tried just about every single strategy towards personal development, exercise, mindfulness, nutrition, knowledge. So over time, I've been looping specific things, but also experimenting with new things. So every single day, I would say that 80% of my daily rituals are the same ones I've been doing over the past 10 years, but 20% I'll experiment something new. And right now, I'm experimenting cold showers, which is the toughest thing known to mankind. Have you ever taken a cold shower, Tom?
I know, yeah, it's tough, man.
Holy cow, man. Cave people didn't have boilers and warm water, so they had to take cold showers all the time. Maybe they washed like once a month, but still, That's brutal. So forcing myself to take a cold shower every single day is building a new discipline. I'm not sure if I could keep this for a long period of time, but I'm looping it for the time being.
Dude, I've experimented with that, and I've gotten down to like wetting my hands first and then putting it on my forehead and my lower back right before jumping in.
Woo, it's like, even thinking about it, it makes my hair stand up.
Again, it makes your loops exciting when you kind of innovate and experiment little things on the side of the things that actually are working and paying off. And once you see that they also work, then you just add them into that loop or add a new loop in your life. That's really great. And it's crazy because I'm supposed to drive this conversation towards, how do you apply this model, for example, Vital or the unstoppable mindset to your digital strategy. But this is just so good as it is. And I feel like everybody listening, or even myself, I'm able to decontextualize how I actually apply this for myself. Like, for example, just put a post today, you know what I mean? That's just, because my big vision is that the brands that we have are reputable and they're open, people approach it and stuff. And so my identity is we're design, digital agency that, brings strategies to life. So I just take action by posting every day, putting content out there, adding value, and then doing offers. So it's to me, it's very clear, but like, I'm sure that there's nuggets of wisdom in there for you that people can take away from, in the sense that what is it that you do in terms of your digital strategy, or how you apply this kind of, vital mindset or vital model of a mindset in your work.
Yeah, it's a great that they're able to apply it right now. 1 month from now, exactly on this date, I'm doing my first night of stand-up comedy, and I literally booked it a few days ago. I confirmed it on my Facebook. I've never done stand-up comedy before. I'm not doing it to become a professional stand-up comic, but I'm doing it so I could become more entertaining. And it's a big fear that I have. I'm scared to go up there and tell jokes. I think being a stand-up is the hardest thing in the world, and I want to challenge myself. I want to gain a new superpower. So I'm using the Vital process for my first night of stand-up comedy. My vision is being up there on stage, being on the microphone, and making the crowd laugh, getting them excited, and they're like, this guy's funny as hell. And my identity is that of a funny mofo. So everywhere I go, what's funny about this? What's funny about that? Where's the joke in this? I'm thinking funny so I can create material for my routine. Next up, take action. So here I get this ability to test out content when I'm having conversations with people. If I'm online at the post office, I'll tell a joke. Does it work? Is it corny? I get to test it. A is adjusting my routine, and then L, seeing what works and then looping that for the next 30 days until I have my stand-up debut.
So it applies to the same thing. If you're launching a new product, if you're putting out new content, you just have that big vision. And by the way, AJ, I'm just going to say, it's exciting to know that somebody's who's not a comedian as a profession attempt to do something like that. Please go live with it. Look, everybody, if you want, rally with me. Please type in the chat box or in the comments. Go live when you do stand up, AJ.
There's a lot of pressure.
Look, I watch a lot of I love watching stand-ups, comedy shows, and just knowing you and what you do and who you are, doing this totally, like, it's just giving me guts, man. It's giving me courage to do things I've not done before.
Tom, you're a funny dude, man. I think you should do stand-up at some point. I'm going to pop my cherry a month from now, but I think you should do it too at some point during the year.
So, it's also, so this mindset is also something that applies to doing something that you've never done before. It applies to doing something that pushes your courage out there, and it applies. Look, most of business is pretty, it's pretty scary, AJ, right? Like, and especially digital marketing or the digital world or being present online, it's massive step. Like, you do lives, Facebook lives, so comfortably. You make it look easy. But to a lot of people, just getting in front of that camera, not even having an audience, dude, not even having an audience at all, just being in front of a camera, it's freaky. It's scary. You know, it could stop a lot of people from doing, what they're really, really great at. So, I agree. It's like you're doing this comedy show and you apply the vital thing, and then check this out. If this comedy show works, you're going to loop it. You know what I mean? You're going to loop the stuff. It's really, really awesome, man.
I just want to face the fear. Like, believe me, I used to be so scared of doing videos. I literally started for the first 20 years of my life. And the first video that I did, I had to do like 100 takes. I kept on messing up and stuttering and doubting myself. And after the 100th take, I did a 2-minute video. And then every video after that, it was hard. It was very difficult, But since then, I've done 1,000 videos. So after 1,000 videos, you get pretty decent at it. I looped it over and over again. And I just want people to know that the reason why I'm comfortable on camera is because I practice, over 10 years doing 1,000 videos. And you could be the same thing. Everyone that does their first video, their first live, their first comedy show, they're going to suck horribly. If you go back and look at my first video on YouTube, you'll laugh at it. I was so clumsy, so nervous. I was stuttering. I was a different person, but we all start somewhere,
Yeah. I remember doing my first video as well. My armpits were sweaty. I was so tense. I was watching every word I was saying, and it was so obvious that I was trying to remember stuff. But one of the guys who really pushed me to do it was talking more, and it's like, dude, you gotta put yourself out there. You gotta do videos. I'm like, can it be the team? Can it be all of us? Trying to pop out? And it's like, build it around you. You gotta do it. And so when I finally did it, it was just even a camera. It wasn't even live, dude. It was so freakishly scary. But once you do one, you can do another. You can do another. You can do another until it becomes, a camera. Okay, live. All right, let's do it. It becomes natural.
Yeah.
So it's key to overcoming, and that brings us to almost like this is the last piece, AJ. I'm just gonna move it to the last piece.
Sure.
Consistency. Right? Because strategy, things you attempt, things you innovate, if you're not going to be consistent, it's not going to go anywhere.
Exactly.
That's the truth. Which is why the last letter is loop.
Loop, yeah. Consistency will always take you to the next level. If you look at people that are world-class at what they do, whether it's athletes, musicians, actors, comedians, just anyone who's at the top of their game, they've spent years and years and years gaining mastery, right? It's a 10,000 hour rule. And if you want to be the best in the world at what you do, why not practice, right? That's why I'm doing comedy. I want to be a world-class communicator. I do seminars, and I'm pretty comfortable being in front of hundreds of people. I used to be so nervous, peeing in my pants with the thought of that. Now I can do that easily. Now I want to try harder stuff, like comedy. I want to be up on a stage and making people laugh just off the top of my head, So that's going to make me better in face of fear,
And so, okay, part of this whole stand-up journey, it's even scary to get people. No, I mean scary and hard to get people to agree when you're speaking on stage. Even more so to make them laugh, because it takes it to a whole new level, man. They have to connect to the joke and see the funny in it,
Yeah.
So I totally get it. It makes you a well-rounded speaker, because humor is what also connects us with others, and it's key.
Yes.
It's so good.
I just want to touch upon one point. One of the reasons I'm doing it is because I know that in order for me to help more and more people and to just evolve my content, I have to master infotainment. Okay? We're in an information-rich world. There's so much information out there, but the information has to be entertaining. Those who master infotainment become the best at what they do. So I know that taking these steps to improve the entertainment quality of my information will allow me to stand out from the masses.
So this is, it sounds really great, man. vital, unstoppable mindset. But it's showing on the slide right now is just consistency. And I'm just thinking to myself, see, here's the huge gap, and we need wisdom from AJ here. Here's a huge gap, man. We're human, and as human beings, it's not like a straight line. We dip, we kind of forget. We're not in the best condition to do the loop that we're supposed to do today.
Yes.
We're kind of, low energy, or maybe we're carrying something at the moment, right? And so it kind of, if you do not handle that well, it derails you the rest of the path. So what is something, AJ, that you do, well, aside from having your vision board in your bedroom, right, which is massive, what is something else that you do that basically pushes you back into the grind, into the loop, into the model of vital once you get off track? Because this is really something that will help people stay consistent and help other people help others in being consistent. So maybe you could let us know what it is that you practice for yourself that actually helps you maintain and sustain the vital model for your life.
Yeah, that's a great question. The one thing that helps me stick to the vital game plan is accountability. Now, I have people in my life who I really respect and I really trust, and I just let them know what my vision is. So I don't want to let people down. I'm very big on follow through. So you could tell someone who you truly admire your vision and say, hold me accountable. I'm going to take action on a daily basis till I accomplish this. Or you can make a public statement like I did. As soon as I confirmed the comedy club, I wrote on my Facebook. So I said, listen, I'm doing a night of comedy. I'm not backing up. I'm going to be here at this stage and I'm going to make it happen. Believe me, if I don't make it publicly accountable, if I don't tell anyone, I could not tell anyone and just kind of avoid the situation. I could avoid getting a six-pack. I could avoid growing my income. But having good, close friends that I respect and I admire, they hold me accountable to every single vision and dream that I have.
That's awesome. Or if not friends, if you have mentors, or if you have coaches, or if you have a community with a powerful accountability system in place, just reminding each other or making each other own their own situation, own their own actions and their follow through, then that will definitely keep you on track on the vital model.
Yes, I just want to share one thing about the community, because actually this month I have a big goal for all my students. I set a 30-day goal. What is the highest income you could do in the next 30 days? And if you don't do it, what is the penalty? And they had to make a video of their big goal and their penalty. For example, someone says, in the next 30 days, I'll produce $30,000 in income. And if I don't do it, I'm going to shave my head and post a video of it on Facebook. So it's getting really serious, but it's that group accountability. And I do this 30-day challenge every once in a while to my students. And it's amazing what happens when you have that level of a deadline and penalty.
That's true. That's true. It's almost like when we do CrossFit. If you're 5 minutes late, you're doing 50 burpees. If you're 10 minutes late, you're doing 100. So,
yeah, it's got to be a penalty.
or suffer. That's what it is. You set your own penalty, so you own it up. So, okay, AJ, I know we're almost doing an hour here. Is it okay if we spend 5 minutes for a bit of a Q&A if people have questions? Is that cool?
I love talking about this stuff. I thought it was like 10 minutes. I don't know. It was an hour. But yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, cool. I'm just going to tell everybody, look, if you have a question in relation to what we were talking about, the vital model, unstoppable mindset, how it translates to business, how it translates to life, and the scary things about it, how do you actually stay on track, please pop it into the chat box at the moment, and we'll curate it. I'm not saying we'll be able to answer every other question, but if you do have a question, please pop it in there so we can read it and we can answer it. We'll give the first question 30 seconds. If there's nothing, then we're just going to move on.
Any questions? Go ahead and ask.
Yeah, go ahead and ask everybody. I'm not looking at your Facebook feed, Jace. If you are having questions on your end there, feel free. Let me know. Just let me know that there's a question that you would want to answer.
Yes. Israel Torres asked, will there be a replay?
I will answer to Israel and say yes, for sure. There will be a replay. And Israel, if you want, we can also add you into the Facebook group. The live is on there, and the live of AJ. You're going to upload your live too, right?
Yeah, it's already uploading live. So I actually tagged you, so it should be on your Facebook as well. But of course, they want to see your handsome face. So with your replay, they'll see both sides.
Boom. All right. So we have a question on my end here.
Sorry,
from Diane.
I have a few too, by the way. But go ahead. Let's start with yours.
All right. Cool. I'm not sure if it's a question, but I'm just going to read it out.
Sure.
Sometimes, the action you have to take, but you have a hard time taking the action. Do you have any tips to get past this?
Yes, absolutely. It is a mantra that has helped me 10 years ago when I started my business, and it's 4 words. Don't think, just do. So I've come to realize that most of the time I don't take action because I overthink the damn thing. So if I have to do something, let's say for example, I have to create a new website, and it's this whole complex thing. What do I start with? What do I do? Okay, don't think, just do. What's the first thing I could do? If I just get on a piece of paper and start scribbling an outline or how it's supposed to look, I'm taking that initial step. And I realize when you take small, tiny steps, you create momentum. Actions consistently equal momentum. So that first action is the hardest thing. And I still get that as well. Let's say if I have a lot of things on my to-do list and I have to turn my laptop on, I'll screw around. I'll go on social media, watch cat videos, really waste a lot of time. But I say, don't think, just do. Let me just start answering emails, get myself into action, and then I start to demolish my to-do list.
By the way, that was Diane. And if I may also add to AJ's answer here, sometimes we get stuck on, I don't know what to do. And even personally, I hear myself say that I don't know what to do.
Yes.
I'm in a situation, I don't know what to do. And so the answer when you don't know what to do is to just do what you do know how to do. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't know what to do, but I do know what to do on some, there's some things that I know how to do, then I'm just going to do that until I get to a point where I figure out what to do. Or just like what AJ was saying, just jump in. Just, if you get to the gym and you need to do some things, but you don't have the will and the prowess to do it at the moment, just do what's comfortable, do what's easy to start. Just jump in and do something until you build up to a level that you're willing and you're ready to do something, that thing that you were kind of dancing around,
Yes.
Really good. So now action is motivation, Sammy's saying, and Sammy is also asking AJ. We'll do this one question and then one from your end as well.
Got a few here.
Yeah, Sammy's asking if you have any tips on engagement activity to your FB for more traffic.
Engagement activity for FB for more traffic. So I would say that the most powerful way to get engagement is the power of vulnerability. All right. We live in a world of social media where everyone shows their highlights, how amazing their relationship is. I love my kids. I have the best career in the world. Look at this beautiful sunset. This is what I look at every single day. They show the best parts of their lives. But what is seriously lacking is vulnerability. People sharing the truth and how they really are authentically. Someone getting up out of bed and saying, I woke up like this. This is how I look, without makeup, without doing my hair, without shaving, all the above. And it's really sharing vulnerable stories. I had this really challenging time in my life, and this is how I overcame it. And because I overcame it, I learned these lessons. So being honest, transparent and vulnerable in a world where everyone is showing their highlights and their facades is the most powerful way to engage people on social media.
Wow. So, like, I'll give you a really solid, anecdote to that as well, because it's just showing vulnerability. It's hard to overcome as well, especially at the beginning, because it's kind of like, that's dirty laundry, man. I'm freaked out about that. You know what I mean? But we're not saying show your dirty laundry or your bad personality or whatever it is. It's being, the word is authentic, being really truthful. And a good example of that is all these viral videos of astronauts doing daily stuff, man. This is how you exercise in space, how you brush your teeth in space, you know what I mean? It's daily, daily stuff in space, though, in space. And so to a human mind, like, I wonder what AJ's world is like, you know what I mean? And so if you see AJ driving, you see AJ, like, hanging out by the pool, or you see AJ working out or grinding or building content, it becomes real to you, And by the way, there's a risk in doing that if you're not being sincere about it too, because it's going to show. It's going to show on the videos, and that's going to have a reverse effect, So if you're deciding to do it, just do it as purely, as authentically as you can. There's nothing original anymore, but there is authenticity.
Yes.
So, well, do you have questions on your end there, AJ? By the way, Sammy, I hope that was helpful. I hope that answered your question, gave you a place to start. So, cool. AJ, let's go to some of the people asking questions over there.
So I got a few questions. Let's start with my man, Mel Martin. He's actually based in LA. He's one of the speakers at my seminar next month. He has a great question. How do you overcome procrastination? So, would you like to answer that, Tom, or would you like me to answer it?
Woo! I'd like you to answer that, and I'll pile on, man.
Great. Yes. So, one thing I've come to find is procrastination many times is like an intuitive signal that perhaps we need to do something else, right? So, it's really going within. So, if I'm working 5, 6, 7 hours on my laptop and then I have to work on a project at night, I'm going to procrastinate because I'm burnt out. They say the human mind only has about 4 hours of good productivity per day. So first and foremost, look within. Where is that procrastination stemming from? Is it because you're overworked, or is it something that you fear, right? Sometimes I could go into a project where, let's say I'm getting ready for my stand-up comedy debut and I have to write jokes. I can procrastinate on that because it's something I've never done before, so I kind of fear that element. I'm a perfectionist, what have you. And most importantly, really understanding what is the root of this procrastination. Like I said, is it being burnt out? Is it fear? Or is it something else? And again, going towards accountability. So calling on a friend, a coach, a mentor, and just being open. Because I realized this, and it took me a long time to realize this, but it's to never worry alone. And I used to be like in a really sad state, or in a place where I'm procrastinating for like 5, 6 hours. I'm screwing around, I'm not getting work done, and I'm not reaching out to tell someone about that. Earlier today, I had a bit of a hiccup. I was feeling kind of down. I didn't feel like doing anything. So I'm like, I could spend hours and hours in this crappy state, or I could call a friend of mine and just snap out of it. So I called my friend Pat, and literally within 20 minutes, I felt unstoppable, back in the right mindset, and I was taking massive action. So I realized to never worry alone when it comes to worry, when it comes to being uncertain, stress, anxiety, depression, but also procrastination, because it's a lot easier to get to the root of it if you talk to someone else. So if someone, let's say, wants to build a webinar and they're procrastinating on it, the moment you feel that procrastination, call up a friend, call up a coach, a mentor, someone in your community, a peer, and say, you know what? I'm procrastinating on this, and I would need some help to get a boost. And you could talk about it, and you realize what the real reason is. You could really solve the core issue in 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, and then just get to work on making stuff happen.
Boom. Also, like in light of talking to somebody, if you cannot or you do not have somebody to talk to at the moment, let's say they're all kind of doing their own thing, there's a book I read or content that I read that said, steal your mentor, dude. They don't need to know that you're mentoring you. Look, whatever gets you fired up, riled up, like at night I watch, let's say, a workout video. In the morning I'm jacked. I want to go hit something. I want to do something. I want to hit a workout, because so you know what triggers you. If you're procrastinating at the moment, access that trigger, look for it, seek it out, and let it fuel you up and give you that extra kick, extra push, extra stimulation that kind of gets you off your butt and to actually do it. Second thing is that procrastination is driven by willpower, right? And willpower, the reason why AJ just said you only have about 4 hours of really awesome productivity is it's driven by will. And will is a limited resource. So a lot of people, understanding that and understanding their behavior of procrastination, kind of go into the process of elimination of the things that kind of drain you out of your willpower. And these are the tiny little decisions that you have to make. For example, this is the reason why Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg have a capsule wardrobe. It's gray every day. It's black every day, because they don't want to waste their decision-making powers on such a thing. And so,
great point.
And so, if you know that there's a ton of things that diminish your willpower on a daily basis, kind of go into a process of eradicating those to prevent yourself from procrastinating. And if you are already in it and you're procrastinating, find yourself a trigger and get yourself off your butt. And really best is to have accountability with with different people. AJ, this is such an awesome answer. Look, maybe we have time for one more. Oh, and just before we answer, one more question from your end. To Sammy, this is a book that's written by Austin Kleon. It says "Show Your Work."
Oh yes, I have that book.
You have this book, of course. Like if you read this book, it tells you about vulnerability as well, and a lot of great stuff about how to kind of put yourself out on the internet. This is so helpful. It kind of rebukes you, scolds you, and gets you right. So AJ. One last question from your side of the fence there, man.
Yeah, sure. So I got one question from my buddy, Skip LaCour. He's a legend, a good friend, and one of the best natural bodybuilders in history. So I'm excited to see what he has to say. Great stuff, AJ. Facebook engagement. Do you have your top 10 themes that work for you and just loop them in different ways? Absolutely. So one thing that I really work on is to increase my engagement on social media. So I like to pick one platform and dominate it, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, see which one works the best for you. So let's talk about Facebook. I do have a set of themes and I loop them in multiple ways. So what I found works the best is to do Facebook Live video, Facebook Live audio, and then you have a regular Facebook video. You want to have those 3 different modalities circulating throughout the week. After that, you want to use 2 types of short text posts. One is like a personal quote, an observation around the world around you. The second is a question, asking your followers super high engaging questions that get a ton of comments. Facebook loves comments. The more comments you get, the more your followers grow. So you actually really thought-provoking questions, you get a lot of comments. So you want to ask a good question once a week. The next things that work really good is to tell a personal story. So talk about something happened in the past or just recently and share the emotional elements of that story. If you follow my Facebook, you'll see that I post stories very often. They get super high engagement because they take people into your world, they engage them emotionally, and you get to really embed your amazing inspirational message. And the last one, this really helps for your business, is to tell a client story or a case study, okay? So you always want to share someone you've helped. Maybe you don't have a business. Maybe you help the old woman down the street carry her bags and you felt so good doing that. Share that story of changing someone's life. And of course, when you're putting out all this content, whether it's a live, whether it's a video, a long post, a text post, you want to start implementing call to actions. So another person asked a question on this, and this addresses that as well. How many offers do you make? Well, an offer doesn't mean buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. It's also getting people to take a specific action. Like this post if you like puppies. Share this if you agree that hurricanes are dangerous, right? Leave a comment and let me know what is your favorite color. So it sounds really simple, but if you say like, share, comment, that's a simple call to action. And when people take action on those smaller things, then when you say, go to this website, sign up for my program, buy this product, then they're going to take bigger actions. So the biggest mistake I see people make is they're adding so much value and they're not making offers. An offer is a simple call to action because you want to get people engaged to take action with the amazing content that you put out.
Right. So, you front load the value because you want to contribute, but at the same time, you're not really, it's like, I remember, and I'm quoting here. I remember, like, they're already in your living room. Why don't you offer them some cookies? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great. I know that analogy.
And you're not really. If you appreciate what more of it. Here's what you can do. Just click learn more, or like, click this so you can find that. Download this and do that, or just share this so that somebody else can. And I totally agree. It's just giving access, increasing your approachability. And to remove the awkwardness, just shift the paradigm from selling to serving. Like, I just want to serve you more. Would you want me to serve you more? So do this. Access this so that I can serve you more. That's it. That's awesome. AJ, I think that's all the time we have. We're going to do our best to put out the replay in the next 48 to 72 hours. And then we're promising that we're going to chop up the content into more consumable bite-sized pieces, maybe 30-second to 1 minute ones. Once when AJ's blowing your mind away, boom. So expect that, everybody. If you are on this, we're going to bring you into the Facebook group as well. We're going to give AJ everything we got in terms of content material.
All right.
And here are some relevant links that you might need if you want to access AJ more, and if you want to access Digitally Made. These are the places that you will find us. So I hope you had a great time, everybody. I hope that more importantly, I hope that this added value and helped you today. Digitally Made will continue to pump out content that moves everybody forward. I don't know if it's going to move everybody fast, but for sure it's going to move everybody forward. AJ, as always, it has been a pleasure. It's been awesome, man. I really, really get jazzed up with our interviews, and I just get excited with the result of the result. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So thank you so much for making time for us, and tell us what's happening next for you. Tell everybody what to expect from the great AJ Mihrzad.
Yeah, so a few simple things. I want to acknowledge you, Tom, for having me on this amazing series, Digitally Made. Check out the Facebook group. They always have solid content inside there, and Tom's always over-delivering, so he's the man. Number two, my website is like the best source to find all my stuff. Online SuperCoach.com. You'll get my seminars. I'm even going to put my comedy debut on there if you want to come and see me either fail or thrive up there. So check that out. And most importantly, if you found value in this, please share it. I'm going to post a replay, and Tom's going to post the amazing presentation. This is just one side of it, but you want to see Tom's handsome face and the beautiful presentation that I created. So share this video, and we'll give you access to that. And I'm just feeling good. So thank you for having me, Tom.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you, everybody. See you on the next one.
See you guys. Appreciate you. Much love. Give this a share, and I'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon, everybody.